Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Today it's going to be a classic read. Let's get right into it. We will see what's going on with Divine Feminine, Collective, Divine Masculine, and the connection at this time. Thanks for being with me. And for the Oracle deck, which I always start with, I'm going to be using the Whispers of the Ocean today. One of my most colorful and cheerful, I would even say, decks. Love it very much. Yes, I'm starting to miss the ocean a little. Let's see what we have for Divine Feminines first of all, and then we'll switch to the tarot. And I do continue doing the self-compassion cards, of course, so we'll see what comes up today. Number 12, replacing what was lost. Beautiful. You now have the opportunity to rejuvenate and start anew. Create with a new perspective or outlook. This card may also indicate abundance is on the horizon. So whatever speaks more to you, but to me this is about manifesting with a new energy. And of course, abundance can also mean more than just money, right? It can be other things. Start anew, right? It can be, I don't know, a new hobby. It can be a new habit in your lifestyle. It can even be travel, right? And it will still, any and all of that will require some resources, right? Or like something to make it happen, something tangible, right? That you will need. So yeah, to me that is included in the abundance. So yes, the only thing that it's saying is basically, so this is coming up. So this is like, I love this card, honestly. This is a token. If you needed a sign, here's your sign. The only thing that the Spirit is asking you to pay attention to is that you are coming from more ascended energy, from a new mindset, from a new belief system. If you've revisited, especially with the recent new moon, if you've revisited what your goals are, what your priorities and values are, your manifestations are supposed to come from that space. Or you did a lot of healing. We had a lot of that going on in the months of August, right? So now revisit those goals and agendas from a healed place, and you may see that some adjustments are needed. That's it. What do we have for the masculine? It's actually funny because masculine has got two cards. It's funny that I turned on this candle. It's so hot I can't even, yeah, maybe I will, yeah, but it's still hot. So I had it on, but it went off just seconds before I started the video because, yeah, basically it's the end of the candle. It served me well and I'm so grateful for it. It has like a plum, sweet plum flavor to it, and I love those kinds. So we have number 28 and number 44 of the numbers. Seeing both sides. Take a step back and try looking at this from a different perspective. This is like a hangman equivalent. Different perspective is needed for whatever it is you're tackling right now, Divine Masculines. And we also have the Unexplained Wonder, number 44, Twin Flame number, wink wink. Magical blessings and miracles are occurring in your life. All your prayers are answered now. Beautiful. I love this energy. It's like this miraculous new goodness comes in for both of the twins. Yeah. It's just that there is that extra step that is needed. So it's almost like there is this sync here, right? That abundance and success and wish fulfillment is in the cards. But there is this last step that is still needed to be taken by each of the twins. It's a little bit different, but you know. Okay, let's see what the energy is like for Divine Feminine right now. I'll actually do 6 cards. 3, 4 each. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then for the connection space, I'll use the lights here. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands. Yes, this is like reestablishing yourself, your spot in the sun, who you are, what do you believe in, right? Today, it seems like the reading is a lot about the belief system and kind of like reminding yourself even who you are. Maybe some other people in your life will or situations will encourage you to remind yourself or remind them. So for the feminine, we have 4 of Coins, the Empress, and 5 of Swords. Yeah, a little bit of a defensive energy, I would say. A little bit of kind of like, I want to keep my distance from anything that doesn't serve me right now, but it's fine. Also with the Empress card, usually it's a pregnant woman. Here there's a baby. You know, like there's this notion of like this more sensitive period when mom has a baby and there's this instinct to protect, to be that kind of like have that Wolverine kind of quality, right? To protect your young, right? And this doesn't have to be a baby, of course. It can be whatever it is you're doing, your creative pursuits, your new projects connected with mission, maybe even your own spiritual growth, you know, and new things you're discovering about yourself, like your gifts, your skills. This is something that you intuitively feel like you need to protect at this time, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. So don't let anybody get in your head that you are kind of closing off. It's fine for right now. Just make sure that you do it, like there's this vulnerable space because it's new. That's what I'm getting, right? That once you get settled with it or you understand it better, that you kind of start coming back to that closeness and connection with people. And also another message here, don't let others put their perspective on the situation or what it is you are protecting or what it is you are starting anew, right? Because that was the card that we saw at the beginning, right? Because people will have their opinions, that will want to put their cap on it, not just for your sake, for their own benefit, because, you know, each of us, that's how our psyche works. We are trying to explain things for ourselves so that they make sense to us, right? So that by making it more understandable to them, they might as well put some doubt or some false layer onto your understanding. So don't let that happen. And for the masculines, we have Queen of Cups, the Devil, and 4 of Wands. Wow. This card was actually, I saw it when I was shuffling, but I definitely shuffled a lot more times after that. It still came out. So, but it is with the Devil and the Queen of Cups. So guess what? The connection is actually it's pushing the masculines to a new perspective, which is also what we saw in the cards, but also seeing, it's almost like they have mixed feelings about it. Because on the one hand, they see the beautiful feminine, they discover how much love and capacity for loving someone they have. You know, they see how much they're actually interested in creating this life together, which they weren't really that into before. Not that they didn't want it, it just they weren't that curious, or they weren't that excited. You know, it was like, oh yeah, that's what people do. Yeah, I guess I'll do that too at some point. But not really, you know, like, sounds like too much of a headache to figure it all out. But now they are, you know, so there's that one side. There is another side where they're also seeing how they're not ready for it. And there is some truth to it. There is some falsity to it too. It's part of the devil layer of the energy, right? Some of it is an illusion that is like the internal fear of like, yeah, I'm just not cut out for that. The other part is the truth, meaning that there are certain patterns, certain prejudices, certain stereotypes that the masculines need to overcome. And it starts with them, of course. It starts with a lot of things that they've experienced. It starts with their childhood and how they were brought up, what was happening in their families. But they're seeing now that there are certain things that are not healthy. And that's the key part. It doesn't mean they know the answers to it yet. It doesn't mean that they're confident they're gonna work through it. But they're noticing it. It becomes clear to them that a lot of things that used to be like an excuse for not going into the commitment, a long-term commitment with the feminine. I'm not just saying the divine feminine, but you know, any previous relationships. A lot of it comes from that inner whisper of the devil, with not wanting to repeat the pain, or with certain toxic thoughts or ideas or patterns that were imposed from the outside that they were living with, you know. So now it's almost like it creates a map. I'm seeing this map in my vision right now, that they're like, okay, so I need to work on that, on this, I need to see what this is about, and yeah, this doesn't sound right, right? So because their discernment changes, they're starting to see more clearly what is right, what isn't right, even if they don't have the answers yet on what is it supposed to be, or how do I get from where I am now to that healthy and loving place. Okay, let's see what's happening in the connection now. What's the energy of the connection at this time? Five of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and Six of Swords. Yeah, 5 and 6. So there is this, and we actually felt this energy for a while, you know, like twins kind of trying to reach out to each other energetically and feeling a little cut off from connection, from having that communication, at least in 5D, right? There was a bit of that loneliness or despair even to some, and now the energy is moving towards the sixes, the Six of Cups, the Six of Swords, remembering the good times and reinforcing for like the message that this is something that keeps us balanced, keeps us stable, and keeps our hearts true. You know, like especially in this card, in this deck, it's a lot about like childhood memories and that innocence, you know, a pet here as well. It's helping us remember who we are when we dive into our heart space, when we get into that innocent and kind space where we were before. That's not lost on us, you know, and we can go there. This connection is encouraging us on different levels to be there, to go there, to, you know, find ourselves there. A message from DM to DF at this time. Still have the remnants of my cold, so but I'm better now. Messages from DM to DF. Page of Cups, Three of Wands. Message from DF to DM, the Hermit and the Tower. Wow. Lots of major arcanas here. Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it's like this time to rejoice. The Spirit is asking the twins to communicate in happiness, like from a happy place. That it's important to share that the discovery of something exciting, something that changes in the mindset, in the belief system, or even in like the daily routine, you know. Share the wins with each other. That's the almost like the advice. So we're talking about the messages. Page of Cups and Three of Wands from the masculines. The masculines are wishing on a star, basically, that this works, and they still have doubts that it will work. It sounds too far off, that kind of success. It feels like there's a lot of work that's gonna get into it, and yeah, they feel like the chances are slim, but they're still wishing for it, and they're willing to take action. You see that this girl has her board with her, so she's not just waiting like a lot of times we see in Three of Wands. She is ready to surf. She's ready to go out there and ride the big waves, you know, do whatever it takes. Beautiful energy. With the feminine is saying that right now is a time of a lot of discoveries and also surprises. And that's what the, you know, a lot of messages and signs too from the divine. So there's a lot of information that's coming in. That's what I'm getting. So the feminine is saying, right now, I'm not taking any specific steps. I'm leaving this to the higher power. I'm leaving this to the universe to guide me, to guide us. I'm trusting, and I'm keeping the light on. I'm keeping the hope on. I'm ready for anything unexpected, and it's a similar energy to that Three of Wands, but here it's more of a kind of surrender to what is, right? Like the right steps will show up as needed. And there is a lot of that trust and hope that this will come together. Okay, the self-compassion deck. I'll try to just pull a card out of the deck. Let's see if it's... Yeah, I think I've already gotten this one. Let's see if we have something else. Warm fuzzy. I don't think we had this one. Place a hand gently on your heart, arm, or cheek. Take a moment to just feel the sensations and emotions that arise. Give yourself a warm fuzzy today. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.